ski mask on. This shit's been too long. I got my 12-gauge sawed off. I got my headlights turned off. I'm about to bust some shots off. I'm about to dust some cops off. I'm a cop killer, better you than me. Fuck killer, fuck police brutality. Cop killer, I know your family's grieving. Fuck 'em, cop killer, but tonight we get even. Ha ha, I got my brain on hype.
And we are live. Welcome to the Renegade podcast. I'm your host, the Dashing Rogue, and I am on my own again today, and I'm back. I'm back after a long hiatus. Let me see if I can get everything in here working. I'm just a boomer when it comes to tech, unfortunately. Let's see what we got here. Yes, delete forever. No, I don't care. I'm trying to get this thing working, but I just can't. Again, it keeps making instances. I want to be able to like link stuff to certain other things, but you know, again, when you try to use Restream, when you try to use all this other crap, you know, trying to get it all together at the same time, it just doesn't work all the time. Anyhow, let's see what we got here. Where are we? And it keeps making in. Let's see. There we go. Oh, again, when you try to use Restream. All right, we're good. I'm learning, but we're earning. We're getting there. We're getting there. Let me just share this out. Share out this to the world for people to see, and we'll get started. Because we've got interesting stuff to talk about. Like I often said before, I don't want to make slop content, but at the same time, like I don't want to just keep repeating the same old crap over and over again, expecting the world to, you know, accept me. I want to provide value. That's something that a lot of people, including my boss, talks about. Like, oh, we got to provide value. I'm like, okay, well, I think the value I could talk about today is, unfortunately, talking about some of the most vulnerable among us, the ones who legitimately were frightened of the coup originally, and unfortunately, the cigarette smoking man. He's been mean. He broke his media silence. Chat, Medicare, Medicare, of all people. Let me see if I could get it for you guys. I'm trying to link this. Get more people in here. I know that we had armored ghost in here. Let me see if I can link this. Send this over to. There we go. Let's see. Shell. There we go. That might work. Hopefully. Okay, we got more people watching. That's good. As long as we get more people coming in here. Again, I finally started on time. You know, I'm very bad about that, but I'm very good. Medicare did what now? Well, it's not what happened. What Medicare did. It's what happened to Medicare. Again, I said I wasn't going to make slop content, and unfortunately, you know, I've been activated, so to speak. Not really activated. I don't want to sound. I mean, this is just right up my alley. Okay, so for those of you who don't know. Let's see if this is showing it. Is it being shown? Cool. Awesome. So this guy, right, the V-Contact guy, the trainee who shot up the Catholic Church, right? Turns out she had a V-Contact, or it had a V-Contact, and given the circumstances and of the events going on in the world, this person also had a connection to, I believe it was 764 and the Order of the Nine Angles. Yeah. Slop content is okay on Fun Fridays. You know what? Maybe you're right. Fun Fridays is, we'll just shoot the shit. Because I honestly, like, I want to give value, but at the same time, I don't want to be the guy who just goes over the same stuff over and over again. But I find it very interesting that we have another person who, you know, again, for whatever reason, they're all Russian, and we're going to get to it, see if I can have it here. Give me 1 second. Okay. Where is it? I thought I had it in here. No, this is Brave. Let me get rid of Brave. Close Brave. I think I'm still going. Shit. Yeah, again, I don't like the fact that I have to hide a lot of stuff here just because of the nature of the content. There we go. Now we're playing with power. And I got the video from a friend in the chat. We're gonna watch it because it gets interesting. And keep in mind, I've only seen this type of content before one other time, and that was guess when? Guess what? Let me mute this shit because I don't want to hear this guy because he just sounds like he's whispering and talking to himself. So many conservatives in the media. Let's see if I can find it here. He's going through the bullets. And okay, here we go. So I've only seen people ruin up their weaponry a time before. And he doesn't just like ruin up, he covers it with every single meme known to man. There you go. So we have all this Russian crap on it. We was Kongs. We was remove kebab. I think he even said fuck India. But a lot of this stuff is just designed specifically to scare people. This is very similar to what happened in Christchurch. In fact, the same MO. I will say, however, he did have, I think, let's see if it's here. It's not the Ear Pro. Let's see if I can find it. He had, like, I think at one point a joke saying, lol, what optic? And it was like a primary arms. I'm like, okay, that's kind of funny. But the thing that got me was not just the fact he was ruining up his equipment like the guy from Christchurch. And not to mention the fact that for some reason these assholes, and yes, the satanic tranny fuckers, right? Apparently, they like the Ruger standard. I don't know what it is about the Satanists. They love that Ruger standard. Pull it up here. Go back to my chat. 1 second. I gotta go pull up because I'm being a dummy. Being a dumb. Give me 1 second. Here we go. So I'm not gonna play the whole thing, but I'm only gonna show you just a few of the things that I noticed. So they have this little freaking notebook, and again, a lot of this is designed to command the look. It's designed to get people spooked and scared. And what's really weird is that why is it always the bronies? Right? Why is it always the bronies, and why is it always, I don't know. Here. And of course, he lays it out for us. Like, I ain't gonna be the guy who will just go through this because again, it's in bad broken Russian. But let me see if I got it here. Oh gosh, I think that's Dylan Roof. I think that's like a really fucked up version of Dylan Roof. Fiddler on the Roof. He even name drops what the hell is his name? Brennan Herrera. That's what we're dealing with. We're dealing with people who will literally just try to shock by association. And mind you, that is what he was trying to do. He was trying to shock people by association. But the thing that really got me is not just that he was a satanic tranny, right? Let's see if I can find it here. It's the fact that apparently, and this is where we get into the whole, Medicare thing. Due to worsening health, this is what he posted before, but he came out of hiding or out of retirement specifically to talk about certain things. You never see Batman and Superman fans commit shootings. No, you don't. You never do. You never do. And I'm a very big fan of Batman and Superman. B-TAS and S-TAS are amazing, right? So, yeah, so Medicare went away, and apparently, thanks to all the messages for support and well wishes, my wife and I appreciate it. I've reached out to the DOJ and spoken to the FBI this morning. I'm not sure who swatted me internally online, but the internet is full of mentally unwell people. We'll see what happens next. And he goes on about this. He goes on, and let me see if I can get into it. There we go. This is why I'm here. Where is it? Wishes. Okay, here we go. Continued here. So he was attacked. His family was attacked the other evening. Medicare, that is. This past year, a group of people involved in swatting targeting Americans were caught and are in process of being criminally charged. You may have heard of them, Tor SWAT. This group has relations to another group called Under Investigation 764. Who here has heard of 764? I didn't know he married his wife Jade. Yes, Jade. And unironically, if he's not careful, like, and again, this is not a threat or anything like that, but like, there's actual, like, legitimate, like, child trafficking and shit like that. So Jade might be in a cage, for all we fucking know. Alright, so 764, who are they and what are they all about? Well, let's see if I have it here. Because, again, I want to link everything into the chat, but I can't do that because, you know, YouTube apparently doesn't like it when you link links in the description, despite it all. Let's see, 764. Let's look this sucker up. All right. Actually, I think we did a video on this before. Here we go. You remember this one? The one about, I'm not signing in, bitch. No, fuck you. I ain't signing in. Nah. This is bullshit. I hate when I have to try to sanitize my own browser. Like, I hate that. Not signing in, and I'm not gonna do it now. Go fuck yourself. This is bullshit. I ain't playing this game with you fuckers. Here we go. Now we're playing with power.
But that sense of control, there's a strange kind of comfort in the way social media works. Everyone has a name, a profile picture, a handful of followers. Everything feels traceable, manageable. But that sense of control is mostly an illusion. Behind the usernames and the private messages, there's a part of the internet built to keep people out. It doesn't rely on algorithms or exposure. It spreads through private servers.
I always thought that Medicare was more of a whiskey guy. Like, he's a whiskey sour guy, or like a Jack and Coke type of guy. I always thought of him as a Jack and Coke guy.
Closed groups and invite-only links passed from one person to the next. And once someone's inside, getting out isn't always simple. Over the last few years, that darkness has started to take shape.
Yeah.
Investigators are now tracking what they describe as one of the most rapidly growing online threats in the world. A decentralized, ideologically driven network that has already been linked to dozens of victims across multiple countries. According to the FBI, the group coerces vulnerable individuals into producing CSAM, self-mutilation, and extreme violence. And in the most severe cases, victims have been pushed to taking their own lives.
Yeah. Compromat type of shit. Basically getting, you know, compromising material on some of these kids and then fucking bribing them, you know?
This is Group 764.
Oh yeah. The Void presents. Fucking amazing. But again, this is the same group that's fucking with Medicare. And they actually are going after him. So when you hear stuff, and again, I've talked about these guys many times before, not just 6764, but also Adam Wathan, also what the hell is it? Order of Nine Angles, the fucking Werewolf Order of Satanism, and all the rest of those cunts. I've literally spoken about these, and I've been saying time and time again, these people are evil. They are legitimately actively working to undermine the United States. They don't care about, you know, going in and actually, you know, applying for a job or running for office. They just want to burn it down. And unfortunately, there is a possibility that some of these cunts might be connected to the Russians. Origins and ideology.
764 didn't begin as a movement. It began with a teenager. Bradley Cadenhead was 15 when he created the group from his bedroom in Stephenville, Texas. Online, he went by the name Felix, using 764 from his town's zip code. But what that name came to represent would stretch far beyond a single location. His behavior had been escalating for years. At 8, he was already watching adult content. Soon
What the fuck? You're watching... Okay, he's an iPad baby.
after, it shifted toward violent content, torture videos, gore, anything brutal. And by the time he was 13, he had already been placed on juvenile probation for talking about shooting up a middle school. The next year, he violated the terms and was sent to a juvenile facility. Probation reports showed a steady decline. Cadenhead refused to participate in counseling. He assaulted his mother, he left home without permission, and was eventually hospitalized after ingesting large quantities of Tylenol and
Oh, dude, he was trying... corn syrup. He was trying to get stoned.
cough syrup. Nothing improved. His world got smaller, and when it did, the internet filled in the gaps. He spent most of his time online. Minecraft led him to Discord, and on Discord, he found something else. A server called Cult, spelt CVLT. The group was run by a French user named Rohan, and specialized in grooming minors for explicit content. According to internal reports from Discord's security team, this is where Cadenhead learned to manipulate children. He said another user introduced him to gore, and from there, everything escalated. He took what he had learned and started building a new server. The name was 764.
Yep. So we got ourselves the fucking pentagram. We got ourselves the sulfur sigil, which is it's the alchemical symbol for sulfur, I believe. Almost everyone today is a member of the Generation Adult content. Yeah. I mean, but like some of these people, like if you go back and you look at people like, I think it was James Dean, the male pornographic actor, right? He's on the record for saying he wanted to do pornography since he was 5 years old. Or really, really, really young, like at 4, I think he said. It was like something before like 6 or 7. Like, you got to ask yourself, what the fuck were you doing at 6 and 7 to make you want to think, I want to be a porn star? Not I want to fuck or I want to touch boobly. It's I want to be a porn star. There's something wrong specifically about that. And again, every so often you'll see these cunts and they will slip. They slip every fucking time.
Using variations of the name Felix, he dropped into chat rooms daily, spreading links, posting explicit images, and urging people to join him in more private spaces. When he was banned, he created new accounts. When users pushed back, he threatened them. He bragged about being device banned from nearly every email service. He said he...
And again, it's banned from Roblox. Like, the whole Roblox thing, that's also going on, right? Like, I am surprised that we even let our kids have access to the internet. I mean, in this day and age, I think millennials are going to be the ones who control the net. We're going to control the fucking net, and we got to be the ones to actually prevent this type of crap from happening.
He'd gone through over 400 Felix accounts, 100 more just to get back on Discord. Even Roblox had banned him, twice. In one case, he
Those are rookie numbers.
encouraged a 10-year-old girl to send inappropriate photos of herself. In another, he told someone who had just survived taking their own life to try again. When other users warned him to stop, he laughed. He bragged constantly, said his extortions were wild. Other users called him a god, Felix the CP god. One 14-year-old girl from Oklahoma said she was blackmailed by him into cutting herself on camera, even going so far as making her mutilate her pet hamster.
Fucking A. He was told very young to reach for the stars, so he chose porn stars. Yeah, maybe. Grab the baba, right?
What began as a replica of Cult quickly turned into something more, something ideological. The group borrowed heavily from an older extremist network called the Order of Nine Angles, or O9A.
Yep. God. So now these assholes are fucking with Medicare. And I don't know if Medicare is going to be able to take them, because I have a distinct feeling that Medicare is not a dumbass, and he's able to actually assist the FBI with actually how to actually get good evidence and whatnot against these people. He could easily I don't want to say he's going to dox them, but at the same time he'll work within the law. I really do think he's going to get these people, because if he could take them, I'd be happy.
It's a violent organization that merges Satanism, neo-Nazism, and occultism.
And Islam.
Members are told to reject empathy, to see morality as weakness. They glorify ritual violence, and they promote a concept called culling, the idea that real power comes from harming others without hesitation. Cadenhead treated O9A like a blueprint. 764 built its identity around the belief that systems should fall. It wasn't created to gain influence or money. It was created to cause harm. The FBI and Department of Justice say the group's goal is to destabilize society by targeting the most vulnerable people they can find. That often means children, but it isn't limited to them.
They're going after cancer, cancer patients apparently now.
Targets are chosen based on access. If someone can be broken, they're useful. Maybe the most unsettling part is that 764 is only one part of it. Surrounding the group is a larger network of subgroups, aliases, and temporary servers. Slittown, Leak Society, Harm Nation, 303, 555, 404, Hell, and No Lives Matter, to name a few. In these spaces, ideology is less about belief and more about permission. Some users invoke 09A references without knowing where they come from.
Yeah, these guys are just edgy McEdgersons. But yeah, we've talked about these guys before, and now they're fucking with Medicare. You know, and the FBI is on their trail. So, you know, run, rabbit, run.
Others wear them proudly. But the overlap is always there. Nazi symbolism, praise for mass shooters, sadistic memes, screen grabs of abuse passed around like trophies. The most violent content earns the most respect, and the more disturbing the video, the higher the status.
Another example of this, by the way, for those you want to know. Let's see if I got it here. You know, they also have the Atomwaffen division. You're gonna realize there's so much of this like satanic neo-Nazi crap out there that is just, you know, in some cases they're just assholes being assholes, and then, you know, assholes gravitate to the biggest ego that they could find, right? But yeah, he got swatted. He kept getting swatted, and they're connected to 764, which is a satanic group. He, Medicare, that is, he did a really good takedown about, apparently there are, like, actual, like, the founders. Remember finding the founders? For those of you who don't remember, I will pull it up for you.
FBI investigators have called these users nihilistic violent extremists, not because they're chasing a cause, but because they're not chasing anything at all. For them...
Yeah, this one. For those of you who don't remember.
Well, what impeccable timing. Just in time for spook... Oh, thank you, computer. Oh, they're already trying to get me. I know what you're up to, CIA. I can see you glowing in the dark. You're not going to stop me.
Oh my god, this man literally is the king of the internet. He really is, but I'm not going to take all of Jimmy's content. We're going to go to the good stuff, the finders. And this is from the FBI file, archive file.
For children, there's some fucked up shit going on. But of course, this information, for whatever reason, was held back and not really widely dispersed. And so now here we are. What is it, 30 years later? Reading about it.
30 years later.
Because I guess it had to be kept under lock and key. Who knows what the exact reasoning behind that was, but buckle up, because we're going to be taking a look. Let me get a few things. Well, let's... He is most definitely connected to this sort of shit, but let's give it a listen.
In our last documentary, we talked about powerful billionaire and registered sex offender Jeffrey Epstein, and showed how Epstein and his co-conspirators were able to escape punishment for their role in abusing over 40 young girls. We noted that Epstein and people like him do not act alone in their efforts to feed their depraved desires. In Epstein's case, he had an inner circle of people who helped him acquire young girls.
Which is very much true. Mr. Epstein...
The film is documented and can be confirmed by looking at our transcript and sources. This story deals with accusations of satanic activity, child trafficking, and intelligence operations. We take these claims seriously and went to great lengths to confirm the information we are about to present to you.
Yeah. So, again, the Satanists are at it again. And I've said it again and again and again and again. If you're around the fucking imps, don't fucking, like, stay away from these people. They are literally harmful, and they will drag you to the pits of hell with you. They will drag you to hell, and no, it's not allegorical. It is allegorical, but not just that. But they're literally they're fucking with fucking a cancer patient. Nuclear. Yes, it's pronounced nuclear. But another example of this. Teen suspected of murdering parents now tied to a cult and conspiracy to kill Trump and spark a political revolution. 17-year-old accused of killing his parents subscribes to neo-Nazi satanic cult. I mean, they're right there. Hello, I'm a red flag. There they are. And, you know, you want to add insult to injury? Prosecutors say that Nikita Kasp is connected to Order 9 Angles. Oh, wow, look, another motherfucker. A satanic neo-Nazi group with ties to UK, which is considered a satanic cult, strong anti-Judaism, anti-Christian, anti-Western ideologies, And again, here's what's funny about this. This is what gets interesting. Kasp, Nikita, which his name is Nikita Kasp, the guy who planned to kill Trump. He's also from Moldova. He wasn't born here. So going back to what we originally said, specifically with regards to you know, the apparent, you know, trans training killer who killed all the who murdered all of the Catholics, right? He was spraying all his crap in Russian, really broken Russian. Now I'm wondering to myself, how much of these satanic grooming fucks got groomed by, you know, some KGB operative, right? And they're just fucking with Medicare because Medicare is considered like the fucking king of the internet, like Armored Ghost says. And I really do think he would be king of the internet. I mean, that motherfucker, I remember videos of him where I could see Netscape Explorer on his desktop. Like, this is before, like, I think it was like Mr. Anti-Bully, not before Mr. Anti-Bully, it was like Video Games Good or Me Bad or something along those lines. Really old, like, Windows Vista era stuff. And I can remember seeing him with Netscape Explorer. That's how old. It's insane to me that now the motherfuckers, and by the way, Nikita here, the guy who killed his parents and wanted to go join, he wanted to move to Ukraine apparently. And again, gentleman was born in Ukraine, in Moldova, and he was connected to 764. He was also connected to the what the hell you call it, the Order of Nine Angles. Same people who were, Netscape Explorer, Netscape Navigator. Yes, that's what that is. Yes, that's how old Jim is. Jim is old enough to use Netscape Navigator. It's insane. But again, why is it all in Russian? And this is the guy who just shot at the Catholic Church. Why is it in Russian? Bad Russian, by the way. Despite the fact that, let's just be clear, he wrote it by hand. So it can't just be a copy and paste job. He has to physically write it down. Let's see if you can find it here. And I think he has the one right here. I think a lot of this stuff has not been processed. It hasn't been translated. And I will translate it independently. But at the same time, I'm going to... Okay, yeah. There we go. The one where he has the picture of himself with the demon or whatever the fuck. Honestly, this looks like something from was it the home movies or whatever it's called? Like, you have that Adult Swim content where it's like home movies. It kind of looks like that, doesn't it? At least that's what I got out of it. But yeah, I mean, this again, Russians connected to Satanists, and it's not the first time this has happened. Insanely Trust, a closer look at Russia's modern-day Satanists. There's a lot. Shortly before launching the full-scale invasion of Ukraine in February 2022, Putin claimed that the hegemony of the West is aimed at complete denial of faith, acquiring features of Satanism. Kremlin-backed propaganda immediately picked up on this new moniker for Europeans, adding it to the old tropes of Nazis and sodomites. In reality, however, Satanism is a subculture that is thriving in Russia at this very moment, or this minute. I'm not kidding, chat. Like, I'm almost certain that this stuff is just like they're operating on the same frequency, but because if you're going to Satanism, you're already on the fringes of society. So you could be pimped out and recruited by a fucking FSB officer or something along those lines. It's very much possible. Now let's see if I got this here. A holy war. In September 2022, the ceremony accepting the Russian-occupied Ukrainian territories of Kherson and Zaporizhia, Donetsk and Luhansk into Russia, Vladimir Putin once again spoke about the West demonizing it as literal, in a literal sense. Such a complete denial of a man that the subversion of faith and traditional values, which, by the way, take a shot every time they use tradition. Take a shot every time they do tradition. Traditional values and the expression of freedom, it takes upon the characteristics of religion in reverse, outright Satanism, depending Putin, Kremlin propagandists, and picked up in the term. In one of the many examples, the often cited talk show host Vladimir Zelenov, I think, asserted that the authorities of Ukraine and the United States or Western Europe are serve the Prince of Darkness. A lot of bullshit, really, at the end of the day. But the point is, I do believe that a lot of this satanic crap is from Russia. I do believe these guys are actively fucking with people online. I mean, it got to the point that the tranny actually called out Brendan Herrera, right? And I don't know much, but I do think that whole instance of fucking James Lindsay's talking about trans Floyd. They want trans Floyd, and I'm thinking to myself, this isn't trans Floyd. We're not going to have trans Floyd. Stop trying to make trans Floyd a thing. And then Sargon's talking about how we don't need to do we don't need politics anymore. We could work better by doing activism, which is insane. But yeah, it's freaky. It's some freaky shit.
On a chilly February morning in 1987, an anonymous caller tells the Tallahassee Police Department that 2 well-dressed men are at a local park with 6 kids and a blue van. The children are described as looking disheveled with potential signs of abuse. Tallahassee police arrive and question Douglas E. Ammerman and Michael Houlihan. The 2 men say they are taking the kids to a school for brilliant children in Mexico.
You know, that's where all the brilliant children go. Hey, I know it's 3 in the morning and I've got these 6 kids wearing potato sacks with their teeth falling out. But we're taking them on a magical fucking adventure to the smart kid school in Mexico. No, officer, I swear to God. I swear to...
It's like Billy Jack, isn't it? Right? It's like Billy Jack. We're just taking him to the reservation, and don't worry, Billy Jack isn't going to pimp him out.
God, what are those belt marks on them? Well, that's just how they learn to be so smart. Hey, kids, show me your arithmetic. Oh, they're so smart. Officer, I swear we're going to the genius school in Mexico.
The men also say the children are being weaned from their mothers. Authorities eventually take the men and children into custody. A search of the van turns up 20 floppy computer disks, a TSR-80 computer, and a, quote, device that police say could be used to hook into a computer in another location by a telephone, end quote. Immediately, it becomes clear this case is not like any other. Following the arrest, the Associated Press reports that police had moved the 6 children from a shelter after receiving a half-dozen phone calls threatening the kids.
You know, that's a typical thing. I think that was a school in Mexico. You know, those educators in Tijuana take their job very seriously. And when they heard, hey, we've got some high IQ students that have been detained by the police, I know the best way to get them out. Let's call the police station and tell the cops we're going to murder the children.
I hope he gets better. I really hope he beats this shit. But at the same time waits for nobody. And I pray the blood of Jesus Christ that Medicare get better. Because there are a lot of people out there who want him dead. And I do believe that he will make it.
Just nothing about this initial story makes any fucking sense. Not a lick of it makes any sense. This is people's first introduction to the finders, by the way. 1987 in Tallahassee. Police come across 2 men leading a group of children to a Mexican school for the gifted. They're all disheveled. They're all fucked up. The men tell them they're bringing them to the school for the gifted, and they're weaning them off their mothers. These are really young kids, by the way, like 8 and 9. We're weaning them off their mothers and bringing them to the educational paradise, known as fucking Mexico. And then when the cops are investigating it, they get a phone calls, multiple plural, saying the kids are going to be fucking murdered, and so they have to put them in protective custody with armed guards. Now that's a wild story on its own.
You guys can go find this if you want to. But what I was going to say specifically is that I do believe we are seeing big gay dark black ops by the Russians, specifically to, I want to say, destabilize the United States. Again, we have more evidence to suggest that is the case. These people are deliberately, I mean, the fact that they claim to be so traditional, they claim to be so above us, and then they have a bunch of Satanists attacking people, but it just so happens that they are lone wolfers, right? And in some cases, they are, just people who are mentally ill, like the fucking tranny, right? I think that we're going to see a lot of these guys get radicalized. It's just weird.
Too ahead of the case here. I mean, sure, there are a bajillion photos of naked, crying, screaming children, but we don't know if those are pornographic or not. Maybe that's how they learn to read. Remember, these are all gifted children headed to Mexico for their bright intellectual futures.
End quote. A U.S. Customs Service report describes some of the photos as showing blood rituals involving children slaughtering goats while adults in white robes watch.
By the way, I checked this. Now, this guy put together this video, and I was like, all right, I knew a bit about the finders, but he had a nice summary kind of at the beginning what I want to show you. But I was like, is there really an article from the Associated Press from 1987 saying the children were involved in goat-killing rituals? Yes. Go ahead and enter in Google the fucking title, Finders Photo Album Shows Children Killing Goats, and this article is real.
Yeah. Yeah. And, you know, it's almost like James fucking encountered something, and then they're like, hey, Jimmy, you're on death's doorstep. You best not do that. You best not do that, or God help you, you'll fall into the grave. Right? And I'm not, again, it's not a threat. I'm just pointing out the fact that even on his last breath, he's hitting all the right people. Right? Because I wouldn't be surprised that these satanic fucking weirdos take personal umbrage because they're talking about people who are like them.
All right, I want to sum up where we are right now, because it's still not even close to crazy yet. 6 disheveled children, lacking in nutrition, looking all fucked up, unfamiliar with the outside world, with technology, with television and radio, didn't even know what a stapler was. In the middle of the night are being led through Tallahassee, Florida. Somebody happens to see this and contacts the Tallahassee Police Department. They take the children, bring them in. Immediately upon bringing them into the police station, they start receiving death threats saying the kids are going to die. The police don't know what the fuck is going on, put armed guards on them. Now, all of a sudden, the customs officials and the FBI are involved. They find out that this group is based in Washington. When they talk to the neighbors, they find out that van loads of children are driven onto the property. Crying children in the middle of the night in vans are driven onto their property. When they raid and find materials possessed by these people, they find videos and films of children naked and crying. And now we get reports of photo albums where people are dressed in weird robes, with children being asked to murder goats. Remember, they tried to make people, when this shit is going on and people are getting freaked out hearing stuff like this, they told them they're being just stupid. Satanic panic. What are you guys talking about? They have photo albums with kids killing goats at the Mexican Intellectual School in Washington, D.C.
What the fuck is this shit? And, you know, the thing that gets me is that I think he pushed off the wrong people. I wouldn't be surprised that if he gets killed, we go through a Twin Peaks arc. Because, I've been watching Twin Peaks, and I've been watching Twin Peaks. I've been buying a lot of media, and I'll just say it. I've watched the first couple episodes, and I want to buy the whole series at this point. Because, gotta support the official release. Gotta get that, physical media, you know? You gotta actually just support it. But yeah, I mean, it's getting insane out there. And I hope that Medicare, his final breath is to go. I don't wish him dead, but I wish his final breath is to spit in these demonic fuckers' eyes, because that's the type of man Jiminy is. He may be on death's doorstep, but he's gonna spit in the devil's face anyhow. God bless you, James. I hope you do well. Anyhow, I will continue doing more research into this stuff at a different date. I'm of the opinion that I'll give you more updates, because apparently this stuff is happening every so often now, and well, I think it's something that I'll be looking out for you. Anyhow, James, be good. Take care of him. Give him hell, no pun intended. And remember, saving the West is a side quest. This is the Digital Renegade Podcast. Out.